Every time I'll go on social media and I see the word Scream, it instantly puts me off of the franchise, especially this new wave of fans that are territorial about which killers do what and what story should be the next one, and should Sidney come back, even though Courtney Cox did rightly say in Scream 6, let Sidney have her happy ending. Are the fans the toxic ones when it comes to horror franchises? Let's discuss. When it comes to people being tribal, in regards of negativity and how fans should see a horror movie to be and written, it's usually down to the Halloween fans or the Scream fans. And probably it's 50-50 if I'm quite honest, but when you look into it, probably a lot of the fans that are nice about it and can actually respect opinions are the ones that most likely sit in the background because they cannot be bothered with the toxicity of the Scream fans or the Halloween fans. Halloween fans and Scream fans prefer it. They want it to be made by them, and it's not. If you want to write, go to fucking Hollywood and do it. They want it to be specifically like how they writ it, and if you see otherwise, then fuck you. Well, you know, kids, it isn't like that. You can either like it or fucking lump it. Deal with it. And this is when it comes to Stu Macher. Every time I see a thumbnail or somebody write, Stu's not dead, and you're right, oh well, I think this and this, he is dead. They go nuts, a lot of them. There's a very select few that actually don't, and the ones that can probably, like I said earlier, take it are the ones that probably sit quietly because they can't be bothered with these nutcases online. In my opinion, Stu is dead. He's brown bread. He gets stabbed multiple times by his mate Billy. Well, he's not really his friend, is he? He fucking uses him because Stu Macher is not going to come back and run a cult or... So a lot of people have said that, and I respectfully disagree. Even my friends have said it, and we respect each other's opinions because we can take different opinions. We can take it. He's dumb. Stu is not a smart man. He's Billy's lapdog. He's incredibly stupid. If Billy says jump, Stu says how high. Like Billy says, let's stab each other. Fucking Stu's like, okay, let's do it. He stabs him. He's bleeding to death. He even says he's feeling very woozy. I believe he has a punch up with Sidney as well, on top of being stabbed multiple times and bleeding to death. Watch the film, it's quite evident. And he has a TV thrown onto his face, not a slimline TV, one of those big chunky ones that are hard to carry, and the glass smashes. And on top of that, people always neglect to say that he gets electrocuted. On top of that, he's dead. He's not surviving that. They even prove it to fans on Scream 6, where Kirby, spoilers ahead, kills a ghost face after that ghost face has been stabbed, just like Stu was. And they throw the TV on his head and it kills him. It kills him. He's brown. He's dead, I'm afraid. He's not coming back. If Stu did come back, it wouldn't make any sense because he's not linked to any of the new kids. And he's too dumb to want revenge. If he was in prison, they'd know about it. Dewey is a cop. They would know it because Dewey's a cop. And I feel like the first 4 Scream films somewhat set in realism. I feel like the new ones aren't at all. Like a lot of the final cast are pretty much invincible right now, and it's a toxic thing that I see in horror. It's you can only remake films or retread storylines. We don't want sequels. We want original horror. And then they're like, oh, there's a new Halloween film out, and then they start giving each other blowjobs. So you don't. A lot of these people that are complaining, it's not all of you, don't know what they don't know what they want. And I want originality. You can get original stuff in a sequel. The story can be original from an aspect of not bringing characters back. And I enjoy sequels that do that. If they do Scream 7, I don't want the same old shit I've seen, a killer that I've seen before. It wouldn't make sense to me. I want an original killer. That's it. It's good. You don't know who the killer is. And with all these people putting out, oh, Stu's been seen on set, Stu's coming back, Stu's in it, you partly know that he's going to be the fucking killer if he is going to be the killer. And a lot of these people spoil it because they want the views. And you're not doing it because you enjoy it. Even though you probably do enjoy talking about it. But at the end of the day, it is, even if you don't like it, it's a spoiler. And you'll know that Stu's going to be killer. And I don't know about you, but I kind of noticed what people like about Scream is who is the killer. And just because you like a character, it doesn't have to come back just because you personally like him. And if he's brought back for that reason, it's not necessarily going to be good for the story, is it? You just got to take a step back and think about that, just so you can get your payoff of seeing that guy on screen again. For me, it doesn't work. And if you want to see that guy on screen, go back and watch the original. The reason why the character is so good, even though I don't think he is, but if they brought one of my favourite characters back, I wouldn't like it, because that is how I perceive my favourite character to be. From what I've seen, I don't want to see anything else. That's their story. Their story is finished. They are dead. I just don't understand that logic of, let's bring him back just because I liked the character. If it's in that case, you can bring loads back. You can, I don't know, I forgot the guy's name in Scream 6, but there is a Ghostface that dies in the same way that Stu dies. Why not bring him back as well? He can't be dead then, can he? Because he's had the same TV thrown on his head. Makes no sense at all. I don't understand the logic whatsoever. But for me, I just prefer some originality where I'm guessing who the killer is, and it's not fucking Stu. Because we're all going to go into it now going, oh, yeah, it's Stu, and if it isn't, blah, 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 that's a good thing for me. Anyway, you know, I just don't understand it at the end of the day. If Stu comes back, personally, I won't like it, but I'll be very, very happy if he does, for people that don't want to see that character. Well, in my opinion, you want to see him for wrong reasons. It's because he's a fan favourite and you like him, not because it could be good for the story. If Stu's going to come back, you need to throw the old kids out and just bring Courtney Cox and Sydney back, because that's who he's going to have issues with. There's no need for it. And just let Sydney lie. Let her have a happy ending. Horror fans, they just can't let these characters have happy endings. A lot of them don't. They all end up dying eventually. Fucking Laurie Strode's died in one of her 500 timelines. Fucking Heather Langenkamp, she's done the same. And they're some of the most popular ones. It's nonsense. Just let them have a happy ending. Let them have it. They deserve it. They've given so much to the franchise that they should have it. Do I think Neve Campbell will ever die off if she comes back for Scream? No, because I've heard that she's very protective of her character. Just like I believe Dewey should have been, because I feel like Scream, it's, you look at it and it's through the survivors defeating trauma, and just to kill him after all that, it just defeats the purpose of Scream, of surviving, and it was fucking nonsense in my opinion. I liked the character. I felt like it was the best written Dewey's ever been in a Scream film, because he got to come back from something. They'd given him flaws. He's always had flaws, but you know, he's kind of going backwards with his character, and he could come back from something, and it was well written. But to kill him, no, it wasn't at all. It was nonsense. But all I've got to say, jokes aside, because I do like to roast. If you can't handle it, I don't know why the fuck you're here. Anyway, but come on, he's dead. Stu Macher is dead. It wouldn't add to the franchise to even bring him back, because you'd be going backwards, like a lot of the famous horror movies do, and that's when they start to get bad. It's when they get bad and just run out of shit to do. And you know, you're like scraping at the bottom of the barrel for ideas if you are going back to bringing people back, previous killers back. You're running out of ideas. And Stu, with the cult stuff, he isn't a smart man. He would not have the intelligence to do that. And if they say that he has later on, it's down to bad writing. You don't have to like what I'm saying, but it is. He's dead. Let's leave him dead. If it was up to me, they wouldn't have even been 5 and 6. Should have just left it. Do I like 5 and 6? I do. They're entertaining, but they're bad. Scream 6 is a terribly written movie. For instance, like when there's 4 or 5 of them running from one Ghostface, doesn't happen much in the old films. Watch it to find out. There's 5 of you, just kick the shit out of Ghostface. You know what I mean? The only like realistic fight, I believe, in Scream 6 is when Courtney Cox is going one-on-one with a Ghostface. You know? But anyway, I'm rambling. Please don't take this to heart. I know there's a lot of you fucking psychos and can't handle people's opinions, and if you can't, you need help. You need help. Anyway, I have a fantastic one. For your sake, I hope Stu is alive, but you know, I believe he's dead. He's dead. Anyway, have a good one. Subscribe. Check out our videos where we have cartoons. It's a cartoon review show. This is just a podcast episode because I wanted to get this out. But anyway, have a good one. Join our fucking cult, City.